Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtiki Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirviseshasha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are continuing our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 3. We started with chapter 5 yesterday. Do you all remember which text it was? Because I've lost, I think text 2. Yeah, the first one was that Vidur had reached Hardwar to meet Maitreya Muni. And then now Vidur is going to be putting some questions to Maitreya Muni. So, Vidur Uvacha Sukhaya Karmani Karoti Loko Nate Sukham Vanyad Uparamam Va Vindeta Bhuyastata Eva Dukkham Yadatra Yuktam Bhagavan Vadinnaha. Vidur said, O great sage, everyone in this world engages in fruitive activities to attain happiness, but one finds neither satiation nor the mitigation of distress. On the contrary, one is only aggravated by such activities. Please, therefore, give us directions on how one should live for real happiness. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Vidur asked Maitreya some common questions, which was not originally his intention. Uddhav asked Vidur to approach Maitreya Muni and inquire into all the truths concerning the Lord, his name, fame, qualities, form, pastimes, entourage, etc. And thus, when Vidur approached Maitreya, he should have asked only about the Lord. But out of natural humility, he did not immediately ask about the Lord, but inquired into a subject which would be of great importance to the common man. So when Uddhav asked Vidur that you go please speak to Maitreya Muni, because Vidur wanted to know about Krishna. He wanted to know about the ultimate truth regarding Krishna's name, fame, form, qualities, pastimes. Vidur is a pure devotee of Krishna. So he, of course, understands how to attain real happiness. But for our sake, For our sake, he asks this question. And what is his question? He is saying that, O great sage, everyone in this material world, we work, engages in fruitive activities to attain happiness, means we are constantly doing some action or the other because we want to enjoy the fruit of that action. We are constantly, that's what our whole idea of material life is. Let me do something, let me do this, so I will be happy. But one finds neither satiation nor the mitigation of distress. So Vidur is saying, although one keeps working like this all the time, thinking they will be happy, they'll be happy, but the person who's working realizes that he's not satisfied, and nor does the miseries go away. I mean, we can all relate to this, you know. We are all trying to do, say, I will do this, I will be happy. I will do this, I will be happy. And then we do it, but there's not that the heart doesn't feel complete, you know. And the miseries, they keep coming. More and more miseries, they don't stop coming. Then Vidur says, on the contrary, one is only aggravated by such activities. Please, therefore, give us directions on how one should live for real happiness. So Vidur is saying the more a person is engaging in so many activities, want to be happy. But what happens is that the miseries keep getting more and more. So please say, how shall we live for real happiness? Now Vidur knew this answer perfectly, but he's taking our position. A common man cannot understand the Lord. He must first know the real position of his life under the influence of the illusory energy. So to understand God, we must first understand our position. In illusion, one thinks that he can be happy only by fruitive activities. But what actually happens is that one becomes more and more entangled in the network of action and reaction and does not find any solution to the problem of life. There is a nice song in this connection. Because of a great desire to have all happiness in life, I built this house. But unfortunately, the whole scheme has turned to ashes because the house was unexpectedly set on fire. So what happens, the more we are working, the more reactions we are getting. More work, more reaction. And then we are continuing to stay here in the material world. Whereas our true miseries of birth, death, old age, and disease continue. So in trying to find this happiness, we are forgetting that our real misery is birth, death, old age, and disease. And then we are not doing anything about it because our whole being is, how can I be happy? I want to be happy. How can I be happy? And then the law of nature is like that. Everyone tries to become happy by planning in the material world. But the law of nature is so cruel that it sets fire to one's schemes. The fruitive worker is not happy in his schemes, nor is there any satiation of his continuous hankering for happiness. Any questions or comments on this? No?
It's quite clear.
No.
Okay. So text 3. Janasya Krishnad vimukhasya devad adharmashilasya sudukhitasya anugraheya anugrahaye hacharanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardanasya. O my Lord, great philanthropic souls travel on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen souls who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. To be obedient to the wishes of the Supreme Lord is the natural position of every living entity. But due only to past misdeeds, a living being becomes averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord and suffers all the miseries of material existence. So our true identity, Lord Chaitanya said, when Sanatan Goswami put the question to Lord Chaitanya, who am I? What is my identity? Lord Chaitanya said, Jivera Swarupaya Krishna Nityadas, that a living entity is eternally a servant of Krishna. That is our true position, our original position. But we have gotten this misconception right now that I want to be the enjoyer. Why should I serve? I want to be the enjoyer. And that's the reason we are here in this material world. No one has anything to do but render devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. Therefore, any activity other than transcendental loving service to the Lord is more or less a rebellious action against the Supreme. All fruitive activity, empirical philosophy, and mysticism are more or less against the sense of subordination to the Lord, and any living entity engaged in such rebellious activity is more or less condemned by the laws of material nature, which work under the subordination of the Lord. So we, the living entities in this conditioned world, we think I can do it by myself. I don't need anyone. I'm independent. I'm the controller. Whatever good results are coming is because I'm doing it. And so we have this great desire to be the doer, because we see Krishna has that he does not have the desire. He is the controller, you know. Nothing happens without his will. Nothing happens without his sanction. So we want to imitate him. Just like a small girl, she sees her mother is preparing food in the kitchen. So she says, I also want to cook. But the mother knows that the child she does not have the capability to cook. So the mother will just give her some toy kitchen set and say, okay, you cook on this. And then the actual food is being made by the mother. So similarly, because we want to pretend that we can be God, we can do things by ourselves, we are the controller, the enjoyer, the owner. So Krishna puts us here in the material world. Great unalloyed devotees of the Lord are compassionate towards the fallen, and therefore they travel all over the world with the mission of bringing souls back to Godhead, back to home. And we are so engrossed in this that I am the doer, I am controller, I am the owner. We are so engrossed in it that we don't look around anything else. And for our benefit, the pure devotees, they keep coming. They keep coming. They don't gain anything. They don't need anything from us. They're just compassionate on us, seeing that we are suffering in the material world. Whereas if we are connected with Krishna, we can just feel totally bliss and happy. Such pure devotees of the Lord carry the message of Godhead in order to deliver the fallen souls. And therefore, the common man who is bewildered by the influence of the external energy of the Lord should avail himself of the association. So we should try, we are always associating. You know, depends what we are associating with. What are we attached to? The correct attachment, the correct association is association of the pure devotees of the Lord. Why? Because they will cut this attachment to the material world. They have that capability because they are liberated, so they can free us. A person who is already chained up cannot free another person. But the pure devotees, because they are free, they are liberated, they can free us. So we should try our level best to get the association of the pure devotees. In Caitanya Caritamrta and Adi-Lila, there is a text that even a moment's association with a pure devotee, it changes completely our destiny. Just by that one moment of association. Why? How come? Because by associating one moment with a pure devotee begins our spiritual journey, begins our journey towards Krishna, back home, back to Godhead. Text 4.
Yeah, so they've come as messengers, right?
Yes.
The Lord.
The devotees of the Lord.
Devotees, yeah, right.
Tat sadhu varyadisha vartmasham naha samradito bhagavan yena pumsam hridhi sthito yachati bhakti pulte jnanam satattvadigamam puranam. Therefore, O great sage, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that he who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of the ancient Vedic principles delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. So Vidur wants to be instructed on how he should engage in loving service of the Lord, so that he can get the gyan, so that by engaging in devotional service, Krishna will be happy, and then Vidur will get the knowledge, the Atma Gyan. And he's saying that this knowledge is given only to those who are purified by engaging in bhakti. So the true gyan, the true knowledge comes only when we engage in bhakti, because that's how we please Krishna. And when Krishna is pleased, he gives us the true knowledge. As we said, the descending process, it's not ascending with my mental jugglery, with my mental logic, I will get this transcendental knowledge. No, we have to receive this knowledge. As already explained in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is realized in 3 different phases, although they are one and the same in terms of the knower's capacity to understand. So Bhagavatam says that there are 3 features of the Supreme Lord, and depending on our own capability to understand these features, we understand the supreme truth. The most capable transcendentalist is the pure devotee of the Lord, who is without any tinge of furtive actions or philosophical speculation. So what are the 3 features of the Lord? They are the Brahma Jyoti. So that is the most preliminary that, okay, I'm not God. There is a higher being than me, and that higher being is God, but that higher being is light. So that is the most preliminary. Then as that devotee, as that jnani, he further makes further progress, he can realize that, oh, God is not only light, but he's also situated in everyone's heart as the Paramatma. And then as the jnani progresses more in devotional service, he will realize, oh, he's not only the light, it's not only the Paramatma, these are only his features. He is actually a person. Oh, God is a person. That is the realization of the pure devotee. And what is the mood of a pure devotee? That because he's situated in perfect relationship with Krishna, he knows that no matter what activity he does, he's not going to get happiness separate from Krishna. By devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material coverings like karma, jnana, and yoga. So even karma, of course, is a material covering because we have so many material desires. No, oh, I will do this, I will be happy. Now, jnana is also a material covering, that I want knowledge. Again, there is I involved in there. And then yoga, I want mystic power. So all these are coverings. Now, no matter how much covering we have, we just start engaging in hearing and chanting about Krishna. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna process, we are engaging in bhakti. And then the more we engage in bhakti, the more we engage in devotional service, all these dirty things from the heart will be cleaned up. Only in such a purified stage does the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart with the individual soul, give instruction so that the devotee can reach the ultimate destination of going back home, back to Godhead. So once the heart is clean, then Krishna, who's within the heart, will give us the true knowledge, He will give us, okay, what you have to do. Now you have to go back home, back to Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam vachatam priti purvakam. Only when the Lord is satisfied with the devotional service of the devotee does he impart knowledge, as he did for Arjuna and Uddhav. So Krishna is satisfied with devotional service, and when he's satisfied, he will give us the knowledge. Now, but what shall we do in our stage? Because for us to reach Krishna right now, it is so impossible. We are so much, we have all these material desires, so many. Now what shall we do? So we please the pure devotee. Prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadat nagati kutopi. That by pleasing the spiritual master, we are pleasing Krishna. If we don't please the spiritual master, Krishna is not pleased. So we engage in devotional service under the instruction of the spiritual master. And the spiritual master's first instruction is hear and chant about Krishna. The jnanis, yogis, and karmis cannot expect this direct cooperation of the Lord. They are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental loving service, nor do they believe in such service to the Lord. The bhakti process, as performed under the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti or devotional service, following the prescribed rules and regulations, is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great acharyas. So we have to engage in Vaidhi Bhakti. Whether we want to do it or no, we follow, because this is a process given to me by the spiritual master, the pure devotee. So I will just follow. I am not yet at that stage, but I will follow. I will follow the do's and the don'ts. The do's is chant Hare Krishna mantra. Always remember Krishna. Hear and read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Worship the deity. Associate with the devotees. Don'ts. Don't eat meat, fish, and eggs. Don't gamble. Don't engage in illicit sex. And don't have intoxication. So what happens is, and because this is revealed in this, the acharyas have given us this process. This practice can help the neophyte devotee to rise to the stage of raga bhakti, in which the Lord responds from within as the Chaitya Guru or the spiritual master as superconsciousness. So we are all at the neophyte stage. We are just beginning to understand what all this is. We are just trying to become devotees. We are trying to engage in the process of bhakti. But if we continue on that process, we will get the highest goal. Raga Bhakti in which it is spontaneous. Then we will come to the stage, I want to do it. I can't live without Krishna. And at that stage, Krishna, who's inside our heart, will give us the instruction. All transcendentalists, other than devotees, make no distinction between the individual soul and the super soul, because they miscalculate the superconsciousness and the individual consciousness to be one and the same. Such miscalculation by the non-devotees make them unfit to receive any direction from within, and therefore they are bereft of the direct cooperation of the Lord. After many births, when such a non-dualist comes to sense that the Lord is worshipable and that the devotee is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, then only can he surrender unto the Lord. So Bhagavatam says that because the monists, the impersonalists, the Mayavadis, they are not having any distinction. They are thinking that we, the individual soul, we are the supreme soul. We are super consciousness. And because of that, they're not able to understand. And because of that, Krishna does not respond. Because Krishna responds to our desire. Because if the desire is that I'm God, then Krishna will continue to let us think I am God. But that does not make us God. And if we have this thinking, then after many, many births, we have to continue taking births and come to the point that Krishna is God, that I am not God, that Krishna is worshipable. So whether we do it now, we surrender to Krishna now, or we surrender to Krishna after many, many, many births. The choice is ours. But we have to come to the point of surrender to Krishna. There is no other way than that. Just depends on how long do we want to wait.
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to know, you said the material coverings, it's karma, jnana, and what is yoga?
Yoga, that mystic yoga, no? Because when
Mystic
we are doing
yoga. Okay.
Then they get the siddhis.
Siddhis, then they become like they're proud that I have all the siddhis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, pure devotional service begins from that point. So pure devotional service begins from the point that Krishna is worshipable, that I'm not God. I'm an eternal servant of Krishna. That's why it said Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma. Na sochati na kankshati. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. That when one is situated in that position of the Brahman, then he can understand, I'm not the Lord. The Lord is there. I'm a spirit soul. And what do I have to do? Engage in devotional service to the Lord. And pure devotional service begins from that point. The process of understanding the absolute truth adopted by the misguided non-dualist is very difficult. Whereas the devotee's way of understanding the absolute truth comes directly from the Lord, who is pleased by devotional service. So because the non-dualist, the monist, those who are trying to understand the absolute truth by their own mental speculation, by their own strength, they can never understand God. But what does a devotee do? A devotee just accepts, he receives the knowledge which is coming, beginning from Krishna. He hears with faith, with sincerity, attentively, message of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. He follows to what the devotees are saying. Devotees are saying, chant Hare Krishna. He chants Hare Krishna. And in this way, he's pleasing the Lord. And then as the Lord gets more and more pleased, the devotee gets more and more knowledge. On behalf of many neophyte devotees, Vidur, at the very first instance, inquired from Maitreya about the path of devotional service by which the Lord, who is seated within the heart, can be pleased. So we can see till the time we don't come to the point of surrender to Krishna, we, in the sense, we have to come to the point of surrender to Krishna. It just depends when we want to do it. Even if we say, no, I want to go in the Gyan Marg, I want to get this knowledge, I'm going to go in that path. Then what will happen is after millions and millions of births, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, that one who is in knowledge, after millions and millions of births, one who is in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be all that is, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyante. Then he says that after many, many births. So then it's better that we just surrender right now. No? Why wait, take so many more births in the material world? So that's why a devotee is called as the most intelligent. So we should try to follow the instructions of the devotees. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So we can stop here for today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai.